So today we're going to be building a new mount for this Reekon Tools M1 caliber. This thing's pretty dang sweet. I saw it on Indiegogo a couple months back and pre-ordered it, and it finally came about not a month, probably a week ago. And today's the first day I've gotten to set it up and use it. So I'm gonna build a mount in this video. We're gonna set it up, we're gonna calibrate it, and then we're gonna make some test cuts. So, it's got this wheel, and then you're just gonna slide your material under here, and it'll show you how much, past your blade that you're doing. All you do is put your material in there, run it up to this blade, zero it out, and now it's got, that much to go past it before it starts measuring. So first thing that I'm gonna do is, this doesn't have much space for bigger material, so I'm going to build another stand right here that'll hold this guy, because it could be probably that high and still have all that room, for larger material. So we'll do that, and then we'll test this guy out. So installation is super simple. It's just a clamp, and here's your release. So when you're clamping it on, make sure you're not touching that or you'll be fighting it. I did it once. So you put it on your mount, nice and snug. Squeeze until it clicks. Now you're good. Turn it on. You just hit that button and it's all set up. Now, before you start cutting, let's switch it over to 0. You push that button for angle cuts, and this is your enter button. Make sure it's not set to off, because right there that means it's turning off the blade width, and you don't want to do that. So hit it until it's zeroed. So now we are going to measure our blade width and enter it in. So make sure you measure your blade width with something that's reliable and has high degree of accuracy. So mine is 7/64 of an inch. There you go. And that's what it cuts out, because your blade, it actually cuts just a smidge more than what you actually think it does. And then once you have it, hit enter. And now every time you roll in material and hit set, it's gonna already subtract your blade width. So to get it past that, you've gotta push it, and now it start giving you a positive cut. So that's important, so that it takes the blade width out. So you get good accurate cuts after that. And then you're just gonna push it down, start sliding your material. After every cut, you wanna zero it out. So you go, cut, zero, go, cut, and just run down your cut list like that. Turn it off. So now we're gonna calibrate it. So we're just gonna turn it off. We're gonna hold these two down and hit that one. And now it's in calibration mode. All right, so I just chopped the end off. Now I'm just going to measure exactly 6 feet. Now I'm going to hit OK, and it says move it to 6 feet. Now, we're going to have it on the inside of the blade, that mark we made. I'll hit OK. Now it's calibrated. So let's go over some features with it that's pretty cool. So this is your zeroing out. So we'll zero it out and it takes into account the blade width. And you can change your blade width just by holding that down. Now it says blade. And then you'll just, move it to wherever you want it. Hit enter and you're good to go. You can change it. This is how I like it. So this one is 1/16 of an inch and it'll just show you in inches. And then if you hit it again, now it's got 30 seconds and it's all in inches. Now it's in feet and inches with decimal point, feet and inches with fractions, which is awesome. And then it's got centimeters, millimeters, meters, and then back to inches, inches and fraction with 30 seconds of an inch. Yeah, you get the point. The other cool thing You can hit that, and now it's in angle mode. So you can put your angles in, and this is more for construction for wood, but it has all the angles that I use mostly. So 45 is my most commonly used one. So you just hit that enter, zero it out. Now it has your blade width, and it takes into account your angle. See right there, it's saying that it's set up for 45-degree angle. You can roll it out, make your cut, hit enter after every cut, and it recalibrates. And yeah, that 45-degree at least worked awesome. It was perfect. So you can just go back in there, hit it until it's zero. Don't hit off, because that means blade width off. I did that once and couldn't figure it out for a minute. So just set it to 0 degrees, and then showing it's got the blade width. And then the other cool thing, so this X, see my blade width is actually, here. Hit this, get your blade width. And my blade width is 7/64 of an inch. Hit enter on it. And then when you zero out, it's saying it's 1/8 of an inch, but it's not. It's because, you know, this one's only measuring in 1/16 of an inch. So we'll go to, there we go, 32 of an inch. Zeroed out, see it's 1/8 of an inch. It's showing if you want a full 1/8 of an inch, you gotta bring the material this way. And when it's at the X, that means exactly. So right now we're dead on 0. If we want a 1-inch part, we'll go right there. Now it's saying the material has to go back just a smidge. Now it needs to go forward. Right there is exactly 1 inch when you cut it off. X means right on the spot. That means material that way. That means push the material that way. Or if you want, you know, an extra 32nd of an inch, or not 30 seconds, but 64th of an inch, you know, that's gonna be a 64th instead of a 32nd. Where I see this come in the handiest, I'm thinking it's gonna be for angled cuts. Because a lot of times it's hard to see exactly where on this it's gonna cut straight down, so you might mark it. And sometimes your mark is on the back side because of a certain way you have to measure it. And so you either have to figure out a way to transfer that on the front, or hold some sort of straight edge on the back of the blade and try to look behind the saw to line it up. I'm sure you guys have made those cuts before. They're a pain in the butt. But with this, you can just zero it out on the blade, run it forward to the exact length you need, and chop it off, and you're good to go. The other thing that'll be nice is getting your first cut to get your stop set up. You can just run that into, say you're doing 48 inches, you just keep running it until it's 48 exactly, lock it down, go set up your saw stop, and then you can start cutting and running. You don't have to use the, and you don't have to use this while you're doing that after that. But for things like that, I think it's gonna be super handy. They didn't sponsor me or anything. I just saw it and thought it was an awesome idea. Figured I'd try it. And it's removable and super simple to use. So you can take this on a job site to your work. I'm not going to, because I paid my own money for it, so I'm gonna use it here. But hopefully you guys liked that video. You guys have a good one.